Have you ever experienced waking up in the middle of the night with that unbearable urge to go to the bathroom, and instead of relief, feeling pain, burning, and that sensation that your bladder never really empties? If this sounds familiar, I need you to stay with me until the end of this video, because what I'm about to share could be exactly the turning point you've been waiting for in your urinary health. And no, this isn't a miracle ad or an empty promise. It's real knowledge based on clinical experience and on what science has already proven about urinary tract infection prevention in seniors. Let me break the ice with you. Many people think that pain while urinating, burning, or the constant urge to go to the bathroom is just a normal part of aging. But I have to tell you an uncomfortable truth. This is not normal. And even worse, it could be sabotaging your sleep, your energy, and even your quality of life without you realizing. A urinary tract infection is sneaky, silent, and if left untreated, can turn into serious problem, even affecting the kidneys. That's why today, I'm going to show you the 10 best foods that help prevent urinary tract infections in seniors. Foods that work by strengthening the urinary tract, boosting immunity, and even avoiding those nighttime flare-ups when the pain feels worse. These foods can be easily added to your daily routine with no complications, no unnecessary medications, and results that truly make a difference. So, take a moment right now to subscribe to this channel, because I need at least 100 comments for YouTube to deliver this video to more people suffering with this problem. Write in the comments, "I want urinary health." That way, you help this video reach those who also need this information. If you've ever faced the pain of a urinary tract infection, or you're afraid of going through it again, I guarantee you, every second of this video will be worth it. And now, let's start by understanding why seniors are more vulnerable to this problem than they might think. Before we continue, let me ask you something important. This channel is growing, and I've set the goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And for that, I need your help. Click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and most importantly, leave a comment below. I need at least 100 comments so that YouTube will deliver this video to more people struggling with urinary tract infection. Right? I want to get rid of urinary infection. That way, you help spread this information and strengthen our community of people seeking health and quality of life. Now, let's talk about something most people don't notice. Why do seniors suffer so much from urinary tract infections? It's no coincidence. As the years go by, our body changes, and so does the urinary system. The bladder loses some of its contraction strength, meaning it doesn't always empty completely. This creates the perfect environment for bacteria to multiply overnight. On top of that, the immune system doesn't respond as quickly, making the body more vulnerable. Another big factor is nighttime dehydration. Many older people end up drinking less water to avoid having to get up several times during the night. But this makes the urine more concentrated and increases the risk of infection even more. In other words, what seems like a practical solution actually opens the door for the problem to settle in. And here's an important detail. Older women are even more affected due to hormonal changes during menopause, which alter the natural protection of the urinary area. Men, on the other hand, may deal with prostate complications that make it harder to completely empty the bladder. That's why understanding these factors is essential to act before a urinary tract infection becomes a painful routine. And the good news is that there are foods that can help in this process in a natural, simple, and effective way. If there's one indispensable ally for protecting against urinary infections, it's water. It may sound too simple, but the truth is that most infection cases get worse precisely because the body is dehydrated. Urine becomes more concentrated, more acidic, and creates the perfect environment for bacteria to thrive. When you drink enough water, urine flow increases and literally washes the urinary tract, making it harder for bacteria to stick to the bladder. The issue is that many seniors purposely reduce their liquid intake, afraid of getting up too many times at night. This is a very common mistake, but a dangerous one. The result is stagnant urine loaded with waste, which can trigger painful episodes. The correct strategy isn't to cut water, but to spread intake throughout the day, drinking more in the morning and afternoon, and just reducing a bit before bed. That way, the body stays hydrated without disrupting sleep. Another key point is choosing pure water over processed juices, sodas, or sugary drink. Those may quench thirst for a moment, but they promote inflammation and harm urinary health. Water, on the other hand, is like a natural medicine with no side effects. It improves kidney function, helps eliminate toxins, and keeps the body in balance. When you make this a daily habit, you're already taking the first step toward strengthening your bladder and preventing those nighttime flare-ups that rob you of peace. When we talk about urinary tract infection prevention, one of the first foods that comes to mind is cranberry. And it's not by chance. This little red fruit is considered a true natural protector of the bladder. Unlike what many believe, cranberries don't kill bacteria directly. Instead, they prevent them from sticking to the bladder walls. This effect is thanks to substances called proanthocyanidins, which create a kind of protective layer against the most common infection-causing bacteria, like E. coli. The most interesting part is that this mechanism mainly helps in prevention, meaning adding cranberry to your daily routine can significantly reduce the risk of recurrence, especially in seniors who have already faced several infections in their lifetime. But here's a warning: not every cranberry product is actually effective. Many store-bought cranberry juices are loaded with sugar and contain little actual fruit. In these cases, not only do they fail to help, but they can make things worse, since excess sugar feeds inflammation and harms urinary health. The best way to benefit from cranberries is to look for the fresh fruit, when available. Natural sugar-free juices or capsule supplements with the right standardized dose of extract. This ensures you're truly getting the benefits without being misled. For seniors, cranberry can be a valuable weapon because it works quietly, without major side effects, and can easily be combined with other healthy habits. Think of it as an extra boost for the urinary system, helping keep the bladder clean and resistant to new infections. Few people connect gut health to urinary health, but the truth is, there's a direct link between them. What happens in the intestines can greatly influence the risk of urinary infections. That's because when gut flora is imbalanced, harmful bacteria have an easier time migrating to the bladder. This is where probiotics come in, found in foods like natural yogurt. Yogurt rich in live cultures helps repopulate the intestines with good bacteria, which compete with the harmful ones and keep the body in balance. This strengthening of gut flora creates a natural barrier that reduces the chances of urinary infection causing bacteria finding their way in. Plus, probiotics also boost the immune system overall, making the body more prepared to fight off invaders. For seniors, this is even more important. Aging, combined with frequent antibiotic use and low-fiber diets, often reduces the diversity of good gut bacteria. By adding unsweetened natural yogurt into the routine, or even high-quality probiotic supplement, it's possible to restore that protection from the inside out. Another bonus is that yogurt can easily be included in daily meal, at breakfast, as an afternoon snack, or paired with vitamin C-rich fruits, creating a powerful combo against urinary infection. More than just a simple food, it becomes a natural strategy to strengthen the body, reduce recurrences, and improve quality of life. Garlic is one of those ingredients that seem too simple, but actually carry huge power for health. When it comes to urinary tract infection, it deserves special mention because it contains sulfur compounds, like allicin, which have antibacterial and anti-inflammatory effects. In other words, garlic helps the body fight harmful bacteria naturally, working almost like a mild antibiotic without the side effects of traditional medication. For seniors who have already battled multiple urinary infections, garlic can be a quiet ally in prevention. Not only does it act directly against bacteria, but it also strengthens the immune system, raising the body's resistance to new episodes. On top of that, its anti-inflammatory action helps ease urinary discomfort and reduce recurring symptoms. But here's the catch. To get the most benefits, it's best to consume garlic raw or lightly crushed before cooking. That's because allicin is released when garlic is chopped or pressed, and some of its properties are lost when exposed to high heat for too long. A practical tip is to add chopped raw garlic to salad, spreads, quick seasonings, or even specific teas. For those who prefer a simpler option, there are garlic supplements in capsule form, which safely concentrate its active compound. The key is to understand that whether in the kitchen or as a supplement, garlic is not just seasoning. It's a powerful weapon in the fight against urinary infection. If there's one nutrient that deserves a spotlight when it comes to boosting immunity and protecting the urinary tract, it's vitamin C. For people dealing with urinary infections, it acts like a natural shield. That's because vitamin C helps slightly acidify the urine, creating a hostile environment for bacteria. And when the bladder becomes less favorable for bacterial growth, the chances of an infection drop significantly. On top of that, vitamin C has a strong antioxidant effect, protecting cells from damage and strengthening the immune system overall. For seniors, this is even more essential, since immunity tends to slow down with age. Adding fruits rich in vitamin C can make the difference between facing recurring infections and maintaining more balanced urinary health. Some of the best options include oranges, acerola, kiwi, and lemon. They can be easily included in daily life, in natural juices, smoothies, fruit salads, or even alongside main meal. The best time to consume them is in the morning, when the body absorbs them better and can rely on that protection throughout the day. Another important detail is that vitamin C doesn't work alone. When paired with a balanced diet and healthy habits, its infection-preventing effect becomes even stronger. Think of it as an essential brick in building a protective barrier against painful infections. Mild diuretic teas are a natural and accessible way to help the body defend itself against urinary infections. They work by lightly increasing urine flow, which helps cleanse the bladder. This natural rinse reduces the chance of bacteria building up and sticking to the urinary tract walls, lowering the risk of painful episodes. Among the most recommended are chamomile tea, horsetail tea, and dandelion tea. Chamomile, for example, not only calms, but also reduces inflammation and urinary discomfort. Horsetail is traditionally known for its diuretic and remineralizing effects, making it excellent for urinary tract strength. Dandelion helps stimulate fluid elimination and supports general detoxification of the body. It's important to remember that these teas should be consumed in moderation. Too much can cause dehydration, especially in seniors who are already more sensitive to fluid loss. The idea isn't to overdo it, but to include 1 or 2 cups a day as part of a healthy routine. Another positive is that teas can replace sugary industrial drinks, which harm urinary health. This way, you're not only helping keep the bladder cleaner, but also strengthening the body against inflammation and imbalance. Mild diuretic teas, therefore, are quiet but powerful allies. They don't act alone, but when combined with proper hydration and the other foods we're covering here, they become a key part of a natural strategy to keep the urinary tract healthy. When it comes to strengthening the body against urinary infection, dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula are often overlooked. Yet these vegetables are nutrient powerhouses that keep the immune system active and efficient. They're rich in antioxidants, B vitamins, vitamin K, as well as minerals like iron, magnesium, and calcium, all essential for the body's natural defenses. In practice, this means a well-nourished body responds better to bacteria trying to invade the urinary tract. And since immunity tends to weaken with age, including these vegetables in daily meals can make a big difference. Plus, they help reduce silent inflammation that often sets the stage for recurring infection. Another plus is that dark leafy greens are versatile. They can be quickly sautéed, added to light soups for dinner, blended in green juices, or eaten raw in salads. This variety makes it easier to adapt to personal taste and increases the likelihood of regular consumption. For those struggling with urinary infections, it's important to understand there's no magic one-step solution. The secret lies in the sum of small habits, and leafy greens are one of those pillars. They don't just strengthen the body, they also help balance vital functions. giving more energy and resistance to handle daily challenges. If there's one food that can act as a quiet protector against urinary infections, it's omega-3 rich fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These fish contain fatty acids that reduce inflammation, strengthen the immune system, and make the urinary tract less vulnerable. For seniors, who often live with chronic inflammation and low immunity, omega-3 is like a strategic reinforcement that enhances the body's natural defenses. On top of that, fish are a source of easily digestible proteins, making them a great dinner option since they're light on the stomach and help the body recover overnight. Including fish a few times a week could be the missing piece to reduce painful episodes and bring more balance to urinary health. Of course, as with the other foods, the key is consistency. Eating fish once in a while won't transform your health, but making it a regular part of your diet can bring significant long-term results. And the best part? Beyond preventing urinary infections, omega-3 also protects the heart, improves circulation, and supports brain health. Now that you know the 10 best foods to prevent urinary tract infections in seniors, I want to ask you for something special. If this content made sense to you, hit the like button, because that shows YouTube this video is important. And don't leave just yet. Click on the video appearing now on your screen, because there I'll reveal information that complements this content and could be exactly what you need to protect your health even more completely.